Hey guys, welcome to Game Bad today, bringing you our video. And today for our weapon conversion series, we're going to be making the Remington ACR 6.8, modeled after the ACR from the original Modern Warfare 3. So in the original Modern Warfare 3, you had the ACR 6.8 in that game, which is chambered in 6.8 SPC, or 6.8 by 43 millimeters. So we're going to remake that weapon here, also converting this into the 6.8 ACR. So let's go ahead and back out. Here's our final design of the ACR 6.8, chambered in 6.8 by 43 SPC, or special purpose cartridge. Go ahead and back out here, and what we'll do is strip this down to base. So you're actually going to want the MCW 6.8, okay? So this is the 6.8 Marksman Rifle version of the ACR. So to get this, you need to hit rank 25 and then do the armory challenges and the unlocks to get this. You need to unlock the weapon, and you also need to do the unlock challenge for the conversion kit, which is the 6.8 MCW 6.8 full auto conversion. So you need to do both those challenges for the armory unlocks, or have somebody drop them in zombies and extract with them. Those are the two ways to unlock this. Now, going into the weapon, first off, it's a little bit buggy in game here, so there may be some other workarounds here as well, but pretty much we're going to build it up and then I'll explain what that is. So, first up for the barrel, we're going to want the MCW Crown 30 barrel. This is going to be the closest barrel. It resembles a couple of these barrels, like the Orchestra 40 Short, the MCW Crown, and the heavy barrel here resemble those of the Remington ACR variants. So some of those are updated handguards that we would see. So for this one, again, we're modeling it more so after the original Modern Warfare 3 ACR 6.8 assault rifle in that game. But this is also still a Remington type handguard that we would see on these weapons. So we're going to want the MCW Crown 30 barrel, going to give us gun kick control, aim and auto stability, bullet velocity and range, firing aim stability. Cons are hip fire attack stance, spread, aim stability, aim walking speed, movement speed, and aim down sight speed. You can see the stats for this one are a little bit bugged because you are supposed to be getting some gun kick control, things like that. It's not showing it here, but it is showing it over the base. You're seeing the increase. So maybe it could just be a bug here with the stats. But we'll go ahead and select that. Again, that's going to give you pretty much a 14.5-inch barrel. You see here, if we look at the Rattleback Pro 14.5-inch, they're pretty much the same length, right? One of them, you have more of a Remington style handguard. Same with the base, but they're the same overall length. This one's staying its 14.5-inch. This is about 14.5-inch also. So we'll go with that. Skip out on the laser for the optic. This is more so personal preference. You can choose whichever one you want, but we're going to go with the EOTech holographic, or the SZ Lone Wolf optic for precision sight picture. Give you that 1.5 times zoom. For the stock, we're going to skip, and I'll show you why. The grip option here, what we're going to want is to swap out. You can see the base grip there is more of that big, bulky, aiming stability type grip. We're going to want the rapid grip. Any of these ones are actually fine, but to kind of resemble what we see on the Remington ACRs, especially the one in Modern Warfare 3, we're going to go with this rapid strike grip. Going to give us aim and auto sway and movement speed for pros, and cons are going to be aim walking speed. So we'll go to select that. Then for our magazine attachment, we're going to want the 30-round magazine. So you're going to up your magazine from 20, which you see here, the 20 rounds of the 6.8 by 6.8 SPC, to the 30 rounds. So you get a 30-round PMag there. We'll go ahead and select that. And then it's time for the conversion kit. So the conversion kit is, again, this is going to, pros is magazine ammo capacity, which takes the base of 10 as a Marksman Rifle and doubles it to 20 for some reason. But here, we already have a 30-round magazine, so it doesn't matter. And you can see by selecting this, it also changes the stock option, okay? And it converts it to full auto. So cons, aim and sight speed, reload quickness, sprint to fire speed, aim walking speed. However, you're converting the Marksman Rifle to a full auto weapon. So we'll go ahead and select that. And then for our camouflage, again, we're more so replicating the Remington ACR from 6.8 from Modern Warfare 3. You could definitely go with the clay or even the sand. However, The weapon in the original Modern Warfare 3 was more of an olive color. So we're going to go with that. And here is our final design for the Remington ACR 6.8, chambered in 6.8 by 43 SPC, special purpose cartridge. Here's the final design here. Again, a really nice weapon. You have completely ambidextrous fire controls on the left and right hand side, ambidextrous charging handle left and right hand side, bolt release, all of that completely ambidextrous, full length Picatinny rail on top. And again, you can see the ambidextrous charging handle there on the left and right. You have pick rails on 12, 3, 6, and 9. And then the only issue here is the stock option is not the right ACR stock. You do have the right ACR stock available on the Brens. So the Brens actually have the right ACR stock. Actually, the Bren 2 has the right ACR stock. So I'm not sure if that's an issue or some sort of bug where they put the wrong stocks places, or are these going to be interchangeable? This is really the stock that you want, the MCW Blackjack stock, but it's not available for the ACR. So that's more closer to the ACR stock. Here they kind of have more of like an early prototype SCAR stock on this, which still pretty close. It's not that far off from what you see on the Remington ACR stocks. It's very close, but it is a little bit of a noticeable difference. So that's the final weapon. Now, again, like I said, it's going to be bugged in the game. When you bring it in with a 30-round mag, I've noticed a lot of bugs. Either your barrel and your handguard are missing, or your entire lower receiver here is missing on the weapon. Just invisible, not there. So to get around it, what I did for this gameplay is I built it up just like I showed you. I didn't select the conversion kit till the very end. So if you build it up, all your attachments, 30-round magazine, conversion kit at the end, you're good. If you build it up and you just want the base 20-round magazine, it shouldn't matter. But when you put a 30-round magazine on it with the conversion kit, it seems to be very, very buggy in multiplayer games and even offline games. So to build it up how you want with a 30-round mag, conversion kit last, it seems to be a workaround, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case for every single barrel in the game. I did have quite a lot of issues with that. Let's go ahead now, and we'll jump into the firing range with this weapon. Quick inspect here. Remington ACR 6.8. Go ahead and let this thing rip. Now, again, it's pretty accurate. However, it does kick. You have a good vertical kick. You can definitely put on some grips or some muzzle devices on this to control it. You can see it's a rate of 400 rounds per minute rate of fire. So yes, you have a lot of kick, but it's really not that hard to control. You're pretty much going straight vertical and a little bit to the right. Try and control it once more. So it's pretty easy to keep clusters. Again, if we let this rip. Vertical and to the right slightly. So pretty easy to control. And again, you can see even without a grip or any sort of muzzle device, able to get that long target pretty easily. So that's our Remington ACR 6.8. One quick thing here, it says in the description it's chambered in 6.8 Wrath, which is also saying the same that it is as the RM277. When you look at the rounds, though, they're different sizes. So this appears to be a 6.8 SPC versus the 6.8 Wrath in game is the same pretty much as the 6.8 by 51 NGSW cartridge. It's saying that's what it is here with a 6.8 Wrath, but it doesn't appear to be. It looks like it's supposed to be a 6.8 SPC, which is 6.8 by 43 millimeter. It's a smaller round than 6.8 by 51. So I just thought I'd mention that in case anyone wanted to mention that in the comments if you're running into that. But that is our Remington ACR 6.8 built up after the original Modern Warfare 3's ACR 6.8, which was the main ACR assault rifle in that game. So pretty cool. Again, with the aftermarket conversions here, turn this Marksman Rifle into a full auto assault rifle, firing the 6.8 by 43 millimeter. And again, when you look at the stats of this weapon, it has 400, I believe it's 400 rounds per minute is your rate of fire on full auto. So it's pretty decent, especially being a Marksman Rifle at full auto. They had to obviously balance. You can't have it firing 700 rounds per minute like it would typically in real life. So that's the Remington ACR 6.8. Let me know what you guys think. Again, this weapon, ACR, stands for Adaptive Combat Rifle. We all remember it from the original Modern Warfare 2. You have several different variants here in game, which they did a really good job bringing in every variant, minus the 7.62 by 39mm version that was a prototype by Magpul at the time. So that one never came in any sort of production, but they did bring in every variant of the ACR here. So really good to see this weapon back. Now, pretty interesting story with this weapon is it was originally the Magpul Masada was the concept of this. They sold it to Bushmaster and Remington, who basically, Magpul's not a weapon manufacturer, so Bushmaster, Remington, they manufacture weapons. So Bushmaster was in charge basically for civilian market production, and Remington was in charge of military and law enforcement production. So Remington would produce the select fire variant, where Bushmaster would be the single fire variant for the civilian market. But Remington, the police, and military. This was entered into for the invite only for the weapons display for the U.S. Army in 2008, as well as invited to the individual carbine competition to replace the M4. There was no winner selected with that one, and unfortunately, because there was no winner and the ACR under Bushmaster Remington ended up just having a lot of changes. They didn't produce the number of variants and caliber conversions that were promised within a timely manner, and it just kind of went under. Remington went bankrupt a couple of years back. I believe it was 2019 or 2020. However, the assets of the ACR under Remington were purchased from Franklin Armory, and they have stated that they plan to bring the ACR back. So it's fitting that the ACR is in this game, because Franklin Armory has said they're going to be working on and bringing the ACR back with all of its glory of what Magpul originally had in mind with the Magpul Masada. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that, but you may be able to buy some new and improved ACRs here in the future at a reasonable price. Not hiked up. When they originally came out, they were promised at $1,000 to $1,500. Ended up coming in around $2,500 to $3,000, which is just obviously a big issue. But the ACR Adaptive Combat Rifle, assault rifle under Bushmaster and Remington, as we said, a select fire automatic Bushmaster, civilian versus military and law enforcement. It was used a little bit in the war in Afghanistan for trial purposes. So designer Magpul Industries, under the name Magpul Masada. Design period was 2006. Manufacturer is Remington and Bushmaster. It was produced from 2010 through 2020 when Remington went under. And again, Franklin Arms purchased those assets. So they do have the rights to produce the ACR, which hopefully we'll be seeing back here shortly. Which, again, good that they brought this weapon back into this game, because we'll probably see it out again here shortly. The mass for the weapon overall is going to be 7.9 through 9.8 pounds. The length, depending on the stock, folded, adjusted, things like that, is going to be anywhere from 25 inches to 35 inches. Again, depending on what the stock adjustable position is, whether it's folded or not, which is another really cool feature of this weapon, is that the stock is foldable. This was really one of the very first modular rifles on the market back then, which is why it's such a big deal. And they really did a lot of things right that you see a lot of other rifles modeled after this. So it is definitely a very, very good rifle, especially with what Magpul originally had in mind with the Masada. Now the barrel length, again, there's going to be multiple different barrel lengths here. You can go from 8.25, 10.5, 14.5, like we're seeing here with the Remington ACR 6.8. You can also have a 16.5 and an 18.5 inch barrel on this weapon. Caliber, being an adaptive combat rifle, is modular, so it's supposed to be able to take multiple different calibers with a quick barrel swap. You can take 5.56 by 45 NATO, which we see that version of the game. You see the 7.62 by 39, which was the Masada prototype that I mentioned never came to fruition. 6.8 Remington APC, which we see here in game, which is what we're building right now. You have the 450 Bushmaster. That version is also in game as a Sidewinder, and then you have the 300 AAC Blackout version of the Bushmaster ACR, which is also in game as a caliber conversion for an aftermarket part. So the action is a gas-operated rotating bolt with a 650 to 700 rounds per minute rate of fire. Obviously, here in game, for balance purposes, the 6.8 is firing around 400 rounds per minute. The muzzle velocity for this weapon is going to be anywhere from closest, because we're firing a 6.8 SPC, it's going to be closer to the 5.56 type round. It's going to be somewhere around 2,630 through 3,050 feet per second. Effective firing range is going to be 500 meters to 600 meters. The feed system 30 round Stenag mag. Typically, it's also there's different PMags developed for the 6.8 SPC. The 5.56 version obviously does or is compatible with the Stenag mags for the M16. Sights, you have Magpul MBUS and integrated Picatinny rail to provide various sights integration like we see here. So that's the Remington ACR 6.8 firing the 6.8 by 43 SPC, or the special purpose cartridge here in game. Again, really nice weapon. They labeled it as 6.8 RAF and indicating it's going to be 6.8 by 51 Fury, which would be the same as the XM7 or the Spear, which we covered the other day, and the same cartridge as the RM277, which is not the case. So especially with the magazine of the MWIII, it doesn't match that cartridge. So it's clearly supposed to be a 6.8 SPC. They just have it named wrong in game. So maybe that's something they'll fix. Most likely not. Again, not a big deal. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you like the content, be sure to like the channel, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. All comments, things like that. We do have the join button down there below, so we do have our members. Merchandise will be coming up here very shortly. And again, best way to support the channel is to just watch the ads, like, comment, and share. Until next time, this is Buffer and Gaming with the Remington ACR 6.8. Till next time, Buffer and Gaming out.
Watch it down, fire!